Alright, hello. My name is Soul King Winter, and I would like to welcome everybody to a game called Call of Cthulhu. This is a game that I have seen once before. I have actually never played, but it is a psychological horror, and honestly, I just love horror games. With that being in mind, we're gonna get this started. I want to thank everybody for joining in and watching this video at some point in time. I appreciate it. At the end of the video, if you find that you enjoyed, maybe think about hitting the like button and subscribe so you can hit the bell and receive any further notifications of live streams or videos that I decide to post in the future. Once again, thank you, and let's get started. Lost in 1924, Edward Pierce, veteran of the First World War, drowns his memories in liquor and sleeping pills. He is now a private detective who has trouble finding a case able to lift him from his torpor. Torpor? Pierce must find a new case quickly or risk losing his license. Chapter 1, Pierce Investigations Agency, Boston. Let's enter the madness. If I am mad, it is mercy. May the gods pity the man who in his callousness can remain sane to the hideous end. To move, we'll use the left analog stick. First, I want to check the settings. Couldn't his voice settings sounded pretty low, so we're gonna toggle those down by 2, and hopefully that helps our character sound louder. All these fish and sharks, strung and cut up. Huh. Alright, to crouch, press B. Counter darkness. You must light up some items in order to. I did not read that. Alright. Huh, okay. I couldn't pick up that item, but looks like left and right buttons are to lean. So we can't go that way. Oh, we can step out onto the dock. Pick up an object. When an object can be picked up, press A. Cool. Item obtained. Hurricane lamp. Ooh, what the fuck? That was interesting and a pretty big creature. So I know I said earlier I've seen this game, but I have not watched this game in, well, years. So everything is pretty much brand new. Meaning, I have no idea
In my
really
wake,
what's going to
all
happen.
along, fate inescapably draws you on.
Sorry about that. I was talking and I cut off a little bit of that. Thankfully, subtitles are on.
What a putrid offering.
That is a killer whale. That is multiple killer whales.
Don't fight. You have been chosen.
To run was left trigger.
Behold, everything has already been written. But perhaps you will attempt to change your destiny.
I hate whiskey.
New place discovered. Here's investigations agency. Alright. Looks like I have different places to put points. Darkwater. So a list of information on inhabitants, places, and occult. So we have one in places. Here's investigation agency. My private detective agency contracted to the Wentworth Detective Agency. After the Great War, I decided to set up in Boston where there was no lack of work for guys like me. One small time case follows the other. Adultery, settled scores, disappearances that are not actually disappearances. The old office couch is less comfortable than a real bed, and I should probably get rid of these empty piles, but this place is mine for the moment. Inventory. Lighter. My old lighter that I engraved with the memory of the 77th Infantry Division and the men of the Lost Battalion who fell. Lost Battalion. 77-8. What? Why does it say I have... Ah, that's why. Sanity. Looks mental trauma. So it looks like we have things we can unlock here for under sanity. Sanity stable. Confident in your abilities and your Cartesian mind, you conduct your investigation by sticking to the facts. Your convictions, sorry, that's on me, and your perception of reality. Your conclusions are logical and reliable. Nightmares. Edward Pierce is a veteran of the First World War, where he took part in the Menos Argonne offensive. Sorry if I butchered that. Uh, He is one of the few survivors of the Lost Battalion, American units that suffered heavy losses from enemy and Allied artillery fire. Forced to hold their position for several days, surrounded by the bodies of their fallen comrades, without food or medical supplies, the soldiers were considered as lost by their fellow countrymen. Pierce is traumatized by these events. He consumes sleeping pills and liquor to ward off the nightmares that haunt him. Case closed.
Married woman runs off with her girlfriend. The husband couldn't understand it.
Case closed. The husband never understood that the wife had left him. He kept on calling me weeks after the investigation had been closed.
A good old story of blackmail in a speakeasy.
Case closed. The bar owner who hired me didn't like the way I closed this case, but when you're already outside the law, there's not a lot one can do against a private detective who's got proof against you.
Natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology. I should get rid of all this stuff.
We'll cut that off. Don't know if that's copywritten or not, but it was playing for a decent minute.
Been a while since I jotted down something other than my nightmares.
Alright, so that's knowledge. Like drain.
I'm listening.
Are you Edward Pierce? Private investigator contracted by the Wentworth Detective Agency?
That's correct.
Hello, Mr. Pierce. I'm Lucy Sherifield, in charge of investigators over at Wentworth. I'm calling because of a problem with your file. A fire has destroyed some of our documents.
Is that right?
I'm so very sorry, but I have to collect your personal information yet again.
Allocate your character points. Each character point allows you to improve a score of a skill. Shit.
Thank you for this information, Mr. Pierce. Our files will soon be up to date. And on a related matter, may I raise a sensitive question?
What's wrong?
As you know, we wish to closely monitor the progress of our contractors. And it would seem you've been accepting fewer new cases.
Work is scarce.
Mr. Pierce, you know as well as I do, there's never been more investigative work than now.
But are those cases worth it?
They're worth not losing your license. Show yourself worthy of the Wentworth Detective Agency, and we might keep you on the payroll. Mr. Pierce, are you still...
I'm coming.
Sir, I came here on the advice of a person whom I hold in high esteem, and I must say that I expected anything but a drunkard's lair.
You're free to leave anytime, sir.
Do you know to whom you speak?
Stephen Webster, industrialist and art collector. All of Boston knows you.
Tell me, Mr. Pierce, are you capable of handling a new case, or are you simply a deadbeat inebriate?
If you come to me, it means you're desperate.
Nobody believes me. They take me for an old fool. Sarah, my little girl, she is dead. Even you must know of her. She was Sarah Hawkins.
The painter? Yes. Everyone knows her work.
The police accuse her of killing her family. They all died in a fire. Sarah, her husband, and Simon, my grandson.
I can't do anything for a woman who is already dead.
Find out the truth. They say she was mad, but I know that's a lie. She would never have done such a thing.
But if you have no proof...
I've brought all that I have. Look. I want you to look carefully at this painting. Tell me all the assumptions that come to mind.
What am I supposed to find?
Tell me if this is the work of madness. Or if, on the contrary, you manage to detect some logic, a rationality to follow so that I may understand it.
Is that all you want from me?
Yes, please.
All right. I'll look at your picture. That's all you've got? The painting?
I placed a file on your desk. It contains everything I have on the affair.
A warehouse on Darkwater. Some sketches of the Hawkins family. Rather thin.
Alright. File on Sarah Hawkins' case. A shipping label. Some of it's unreadable, but I can make out part of the address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater. The police report. It says that the fire started in the dining room and claimed the whole family. The police decided on a domestic accident, but they, nevertheless, insist Sarah Hawkins' mental frailty. Why? A press cutting. An article written about the marriage of Sarah and Charles Hawkins, a businessman from the island of Darkwater. They live a recluse life there with their only son, Simon. Clues.
Its strange beauty isn't enough to hide the feeling of dread it carries.
So, Mr. Pierce, what do you make of these elements?
You passed the wrong guy. I've read about her mental fragility in the police report. Something's not right with this story. Find out about Warehouse 36. Where did Sarah Hawkins live?
Darkwater. Never heard of the place. Where is that?
It's a small, remote island off the coast of Boston. Sarah lived there with her son and her husband.
I suppose you want to ship me off there.
Darkwater holds the secret regarding my daughter, Mr. Pierce. You must uncover it.
You must tell me if what the police suggest about the mental state of your daughter is true.
No. Sarah had visions. Everyone knew that. She never would have hurt a fly. She only thought she saw things.
Saw things? What do you mean by that?
I never knew what she meant by that. My daughter was an enigmatic figure, Mr. Pierce. You must find out the truth about her life and death.
Her husband was a big deal on the island. But the police are sticking to the accident theory. Though they mentioned Sarah's mental state was fragile. I believe you are right, sir. This case is not as simple as it appears.
I am aware of that. I believe there is more to this case than just an accident.
The sender's label mentions Warehouse 36.
That's right. It came with Sarah's last painting.
And you think your daughter could have been the sender?
That is what you must find out. Go to Darkwater. Find Warehouse 36.
I think I'm beginning to understand.
I'm willing to do anything for my daughter to recover her honor.
Quiet down. I'm on your side. Let's sum things up. An artist dies with her family in a house fire. Your only clue is a sort of promontory painting sent from Darkwater right before her death.
Correct. And the rumors about her supposed folly.
Which you don't totally deny.
Find that warehouse. Find out the truth regarding Sarah Hawkins' death. You'll be handsomely compensated.
All right, I'll take the case. I'll go to Darkwater and look into the death of your daughter.
Thank you, Mr. Pierce. I didn't expect any less coming from a man in your situation.
Something's queer. But it's not like I have a choice. Darkwater. I think I've got a book on the North Atlantic. I'll no doubt find some information on this island in there.
Alright. Stephen Webster. Age 63. Occupation businessman. A wealthy businessman, well respected in the Boston area. Stephen Webster came to see me in order that I investigate the death of his only daughter, Sarah Hawkins. The man accepts neither or refuses or yeah. The man accepts neither refusals nor inconvenient truths. He is ready to do anything to prove that his daughter is not mad. Charles Hawkins, occupation ship owner. Charles Hawkins was a local celebrity on Darkwater, the heir of a ship owner family. He used to travel a lot. He met Sarah Hawkins during a trip in Paris. They fell in love, got married, and Hawkins took her to the remote island of Darkwater. They had a child named Simon and lived a very secretive life. Sarah Hawkins, age 33, occupation painter. Sarah Hawkins, a painter known for her tortured artistic universe. She was worshipped for the strangeness of her work and the rarity of her public appearances. I seem to remember that she once said, "I paint what my dreams whisper to me." Her marriage with Charles Hawkins years ago surprised high society columnist, columnist. A wealthy Boston heiress known for her party going chooses to follow her new husband and live as a recluse on the island of Darkwater. She disappeared from the front pages of newspapers and nobody heard any more about her. Even her death in a fire remained a secret. Only her father, Stephen Webster, continued to seek the truth. Simon Hawkins, age 11, occupation schoolboy. Only son of Sarah and Charles Hawkins, he died in the fire that claimed his whole family. Occult. Art of Sarah Hawkins. An intuitive and visionary artist for some overpriced imposter for others. Sarah Hawkins leaves nobody indifferent. This mysterious and reserved painter offers strange images with violent colors and but wild strokes to the world. If her paintings are testimony to the vision of the world, then the world of Sarah Hawkins is a portal open to another or to other dimensions. Extract from the notebook of Edward Pierce, private detective. Clues painting of Sarah Hawkins. I'm sorry, the reason why I keep pausing on my reading is because I keep yawning. Uh, This painting depicts a monstrous silhouette threatening a woman and a child. Flames can be made out in the background. Stephen Webster, the father of Sarah Hawkins, thinks that it is linked to the death of his daughter.
I used to be an avid reader. The Wentworth Agency doesn't attract top-notch cases.
The Learning of Medicine, Volume 1. A dense work aimed at interns and young practitioners. This first volume lists all illnesses known to the civilized world. It details the symptoms and suitable treatment.
The Lost Battalion. Holding your position and obeying orders. That isn't courage. Natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology. Darkwater is off the coast of Boston. But I've never heard of it. According to this book, it was often mentioned during whale hunting times at the end of the 19th century. But it seems to have been shunned since then.
Atlas of Atlantic Islands. Darkwater Island has been inhabited since the 14th century and is still rich with many memories left by its lost tribes. But don't let the romanticism of these moving evidences of such naive and primitive beliefs fool you into forgetting how violent their gods were. A gigantic creature still ornates the walls of long abandoned caves. Was it a sea or a dream god? No one knows, but today's inhabitants, the sons and daughters of the proud whale hunters, still remember the mysterious and true I true I can't pronounce that word. Sorry guys. Story of their small land off the coast of Massachusetts.
All I have to do is go to the port. I just hope that I can find a boat able.
Island of Darkwater. It would seem that the world has forgotten the very existence of this isolated rock off the coast of Boston. It is a small, inhospitable island whose coastline is made up of steep cliffs and sharp reefs, and with only one outlet to the sea. It is mainly inhabited by the descendants of the whalers who set up a supply post there in the 1800s. It was hit severely by the collapse. Sorry, again, for some odd reason I keep yawning. It was hit severely by the collapse of this activity. I think that the only venture on the island that is still profitable is its medical institute. Oh wait, that was a Atlas of okay, I've already read that. Chapter 2, Darkwater Port. Pierce took the Hawkins case. So the cursed artist is accused of having caused the fire that killed her and her family. As the only clue, she left her father a disturbing painting. On the shipping label, an address, a warehouse set on the docks of the island of Darkwater. The place seems to be the starting point for Pierce's investigation. So, this is a lore heavy game. That's why I'm stopping to read everything, go check through the menu, and everything like that. I'm sorry if that seems a bit boring, but as a what is supposed to be a psychological horror game, I would prefer to read and get all the information. Um, so I hope everybody still sits and enjoys. I know hearing everything read aloud probably is slightly annoying, but what can you do? I could at later times just pause for a few seconds to give a leeway for if you have everything to look at, so you can hit the pause button as we move along and just keep playing the game instead of reading everything out loud. But at this point in time, at least for episode one, I'm gonna read everything. Focus Home Interactive presents a game by Cyanide Studio, or Kyanide Studio, however it's pronounced.
We're almost there.
Call of Cthulhu. Scylla.
Stay on board. There's guys coming to unload. Welcome to Darkwater Island, Mr. Pierce.
Why, thank you, Captain Fitzroy.
So, what wind brought you?
Does the Hawkins case mean anything to you?
A sad story that we would all prefer to forget. Charles Hawkins may have been a landlubber, but he was a good man.
And his wife, Sarah Hawkins.
A nice young woman, and a great painter. What a tragedy. You know what? Go have a drink at the Stranded Whale. What you need is a good pick-me-up. Mitchell may not be very welcoming, but his bar holds a surprise for you. As for me, you'll find me at the Harbor Master's office. If it's the Hawkins family that brings you here, I have a pile of documents that should interest you.
Understood. I'm going for a look around the docks.
Alright. So we got new objectives. Our main objective is to go and talk to Fitzroy. Our secondary objectives are to go to the bar and talk to Bradley. Before all that, just gotta take a look at the scenery for an older game. This is actually amazing in my eyes. I love how the dark aspect of the game is already approaching us. Welcome to Darkwater. Also, fun fact, as you heard me, a minute ago read the word Scylla off the name of a boat, just quick fact, Scylla is a monster from Greek mythology that had 6 heads. She was known to attack any sailors that were wanting to enter the Sea of Monsters. In, in order to pass her, you would have to sacrifice 6 people. She is one of the challenges Odysseus had to deal with on his way back to Ithaca.
Gentlemen, please move back. Let the police do their work. Hey, Sullivan, can't you go any faster?
You've seen how old this thing is. If we force it too much, we'll break everything.
You can't do that.
But it's only a fish.
A fish? You've got...
The blood is just beginning to coagulate. It died a short time ago. Only a specialist would know what killed it.
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming. Something real bad.
Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters! You're crazy!
They're cops. They can't understand.
Damn stupid idiots!
Forget it. Nobody listens to us anyway.
That's no way to treat an omen.
Oh, yeah? He's gonna get us into trouble. You can't understand. You're not sailors.
The same goes for you, sir. Move along.
They seem to be very agitated about a dead animal.
You're telling me? These fools think that putting the whale back in the water will bring about the end of the world.
They're superstitious.
If only you knew. They only listen to Captain Fitzroy. And not always. And you. What brings you to our island?
I'm looking for this address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
I like you, so I'll be frank with you. Don't go near the place. Don't try to get in.
Why?
Because I told you so. Learn to accept some friendly advice. Now, please, allow me to do my job.
You can't understand.
Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters. You're crazy.
They're cops. They can't understand. Damn stupid idiots.
That's an interesting situation. Moving the whale back in the water has, as we've seen, has upset the sailors. Though being the case, we're probably going to head to the bar next.
Prohibition is just a joke around here. That suits me fine.
Medicine and occult can only be improved by objects discovered in environments. Ooh. Let's add a little bit more to eloquence. That way we can get some better speech.
Hey, be careful. Let's get him another drink. He's dry.
In my bar, we don't serve troublemakers.
You saw what happened. He's the troublemaker.
Oh, you're a true mainlander. A real princess. You strut around with your la-di-da ways, and then, as soon as the pressure rises, you start squealing. You don't have what it takes to drink my whiskey. You've got to earn it.
I'm here for information, not for a fight.
I prefer it that way. Speak then. I reserve the right to answer or not.
The stranded whale. I guess this bar has been here a long time.
What can I tell you? I'm a nostalgic sort of guy. The name, it reminds us of the golden age of Darkwater, when our whalers left for long months and came back sweating and stinking of the oil and flesh of the whales they'd been hunting.
It was a tough time, all the same.
Ah, but steeped in glory. We've never known such wealth since then.
What can you tell me about her?
We all knew she was famous on the mainland for her paintings. Never understood why. Then, I don't want to speak ill of the dead.
Her style made her famous. How would you describe it? Tortured?
Yeah, well, it wasn't normal. I mean, for a young woman with a child and all that. We saw them in the papers and we said to ourselves, who can paint such things? Is that how she sees the world?
So they made you feel uncomfortable.
You need to see them for yourself. Make up your own mind.
I've got what I need.
Anything else?
What can you tell me about her?
We all knew she was famous on the mainland for her paintings. Never understood why. Then, I don't want to speak ill of the dead.
Her vision. Was it so terrible?
Way I see it, the truth is really a question of point of view.
What do you mean by that?
Do you still trust the truth after a bottle of whiskey?
I've got what I need.
Anything else?
I didn't expect to find alcohol on this island. What's the source of this miracle?
You mean who? Our source of supply wouldn't like me to betray them to the first comer.
I'll tell nobody.
She'd know it anyway. Anything else?
Do you know where this place is? Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
The Hawkins warehouse. I see, yeah. If I were you, I wouldn't hang around there.
Why not?
First off, there are rumors. Sailors from around here say you can hear noises coming from the warehouse at night. Screams, that sort of thing.
Screams?
And that's not all. There's the fate of its owners and all the superstitions that go with it. But I'll say no more. Anything else?
Captain Fitzroy told me about a little pick-me-up.
Oh, yeah? That must have been before you came looking for a fight in my bar.
Oh, come on. Because of a little tussle.
Drinking it here is a privilege, and I grant the privilege to whoever I want. Anything else?
That'll be all for now.
Roy Mitchell, age 55, owner of the Stranded Whale Bar. Roy Mitchell runs the only bar on Darkwater. Prohibition has no hold on the stranded whale, and sailors come to seek some comfort in Mitchell's whiskey. The man, therefore, knows more than anyone the secrets and rumors that the inhabitants of the island exchange for after a few glasses. Mitchell is devoted to the golden age of whale hunting. If the numerous trophies that decorate his establishment are anything to go by, the man will talk freely on this subject on which he is so keen. But he will be far less enthusiastic if one was to inquire about his source of liquor. Hold on. Places. The Stranded Whale. A bar where liquor is served with total impunity. It's the last thing I expected to find when I arrived on this island. Stranded Whale is its name. And it's managed by with an iron hand by the owner. a certain Mitchell. He does not tolerate troublemakers, and he fiercely protects the identity of his supplier. All the inhabitants in the area seem to go there, and I haven't seen what looks like to be a truce between the bootleggers and the sailors. Darkwater Port. At the entrance of the port of Darkwater, wooden still passes in front of the shell of the Scylla, the last whaling ship to have brought back a kitch. Sailors wander the docks looking for some small job for the day. A gang of bootleggers has set up. Uh, sorry, a gang of bootleggers has set itself up there, and it's gnawing away at the territory of Captain Fitzroy, the last sailor to own a boat capable of making the round trip between the island and the mainland here. The golden age of whale hunting is but a distant memory.
Do you like our song?
We're true sirens.
We may not be pros, but we give it all we've got.
That's true. It's a reminder of the time when we were still fishing for whales off Darkwater Island.
What brought whaling to an end?
The whales, of course.
They all disappeared.
You exhausted the stocks.
You could say that, yes. There were fewer and fewer of them.
Until the last, the biggest.
The one of the miraculous catch.
Exactly.
I've never heard this song before.
Only people from here know it. It tells the story of the miraculous catch.
It's a local legend?
Watch what you say, young man.
That catch saved our island.
Ah. Where's the proof?
We're the proof.
Without it, the whole of Darkwater would have died of hunger in 1847.
It's true. Everything happened just as it says in the newspaper report.
What report?
The one that's framed right behind you. Our grandparents tasted its flesh.
And it was delicious.
I bid you farewell, gentlemen.
Good night, stranger.
So long.
Nightmares. Can hear things and voices whispering. Will follow its reader and appear at various locations, gifted with its own consciousness, until it finds a new reader. Ah, that's it. Maybe we should let him take it. No, the risks are too high. It's a book, after all. Pure knowledge.
The miraculous catch. Apparently, the most significant event of the last 80 years.
Article on the miraculous catch. The Chanty, 21st May 1847. Miraculous catch. The Scylla returns to port to save Darkwater from famine. We had given up hope. The crew of the Scylla, or what remains of it, returned to Darkwater Port late on Tuesday afternoon. The locals immediately rushed to the docks to welcome the last whaling ship on the island. People were amazed at the sight of the unbelievable catch the brave vessel had on board. Of a size that went beyond that of the formidable toothed whales. The creature, that is already being called the miraculous catch, covered the whole deck, and parts of it were hanging over the side of the ship. The surviving sailors told of a frightening account of their perilous catch, but also of its meat unmatched in the quality and plentiful nutritious benefits, there is no doubt that the immense size of this whale will allow numerous inhabitants of Darkwater to feed themselves, bringing an end to the famine from which the part of the island was suffering. Warehouse rent. Mr. Marks is putting his warehouse up for rent from June. For fishing workshops or storage activities, you can contact him via your favorite newspaper or visit him on the docks. Special evening at the Stranded Whale. To celebrate the return of our brave whalers, all the staff of the Stranded Whale invite you to an exceptional and free tasting event. Come with your family or with friends to taste the miraculous catch. Each person will leave with a bottle of oil, so don't hesitate. The miraculous catch is what the locals called the last catch of their whales in 1847. Although whales were disappearing from the fishing zone of Darkwater of the Darkwater whalers, the crew of the Scylla made a gigantic and monstrous catch that saved the island from famine. They still celebrate this catch, and an article from the Times still decorates the bar. It's strange how the memory seems so alive, as if it was maintained by the survivors. Extract from the notebook of Edward Pierce, private detective. Clues. I've already read that.
And then he said, "You have no right to treat us like this."
And the doctor, what did he say?
What you looking at, stranger?
I've rarely seen a woman who can hold her liquor so confidently.
What gives you the right to judge me?
Ah, it was a compliment.
So what? Let me drink, stranger.
Well, she seems unfriendly. Alright.
Charles Hawkins was a heavy drinker. And a debtor. Interesting.
Not that again. She will get us into trouble.
Okay. So, I'm coming up on the point where I want to stop the video at because we're going on to an hour. And I don't want to dive too far into this today because there's a lot of information to process. And again, we have gone through a lot of information to process.
I wonder what Captain Fitzroy has got to say about this woman, Cat.
Threatening letter. Captain, the terms of our agreement are clear. Keep your men under control. You cannot afford to provoke us. No need to answer this message. Just make your payment to the carrier. Cat.
Broken. This place seems half abandoned. The Scylla. It finished up beached at the entrance to the harbor.
Learning of Medicine, Volume 2. The second volume teaches ethics and good practice to medical staff. Medical progression.
This man and Fitzroy could be twins.
Photograph of Captain Fitzroy. In the photograph, a man who looks like Captain Fitzroy is posing on the bridge of a ship. He has a wooden leg.
What a macabre souvenir.
So, we're going to talk to Fitzroy, and then we're going to call it for this video. Once again, this game has a lot of information about it. So, we're going to take it slow and as we go.
Fishing equipment. Could do with some rust remover. A souvenir from a more prosperous era. I guess this blackboard hasn't been wiped for more than 70 years.
I've brought out the Charles Hawkins cargo manifests. They're on the table next to you. But in truth, you're likely to be disappointed. When you're done, come join me on the deck.
These manifests are signed by Charles Hawkins. But that's all I'll get from them.
Manifest. Only a few dates are still eligible. 1890, 1907, and a partial date. The rest of the document is blacked out. Who would want this information to be hidden?
From here, I see everything that goes on in the harbor. The hard-working lives of my sailors, the fights at the stranded whale. Even the antics of these wharf rats don't escape me.
It's you who lays down the law around here.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I'm just the last serving captain on Darkwater. Tell me what I can do to help you.
Your manifests have been blacked out. They're totally unreadable.
Yeah, I saw that. I've got no idea who did it or why. I don't remember having countersigned anything special enough for someone to hide it.
And why obliterate the dates, as well as the goods stored in the warehouse?
You mean that the dates have some meaning?
I know that Charles Hawkins was descended from a family of ship owners, and the island's fishing industry was hit badly.
Indeed, we specialized in whaling, but no whalers went out to sea after the miraculous catch of 1847.
So where did the Hawkins family get its money?
Well, from what Charles inherited, I presume. Although, these dates on the manifests could indicate that he had contracts of another kind.
With whom, I wonder? I'm looking for Warehouse 36. Do you know where it is?
Look, it's right there. The warehouse is opposite the jetty. You can't miss it.
Understood.
You know who the building belongs to, don't you?
It belonged to the Hawkins family.
Precisely.
I think that somebody here wanted me to search this warehouse. I found a threatening letter signed by a certain cat.
What? I don't mind you visiting my harbor master's office, but I prefer if you didn't go through my affairs.
Are you being blackmailed?
Not exactly, no. That shyster wants to make us pay protection money.
With any success?
I wouldn't say that, but she terrifies my men as much as her own.
Can you not do anything to stop her?
Don't you worry about that.
The miraculous catch. Is it a local legend?
Not at all. It's an episode from our glorious past. Go read the story of the sailor's return to Darkwater Harbor. It's displayed on a wall of the stranded whale.
I'm just back from the wharves. The dead killer whale is unsettling the sailors.
Ah, yes. Us men of the sea are superstitious folk.
The police took the decision to put the killer whale back into the sea.
You've got to understand them. They didn't know what to do with it.
I think that was a mistake. Who says that whatever caused those wounds is no longer in these waters?
You think we should have kept it?
To look into the real cause of its death, at least. Killer whales don't have many known predators.
That's true. And normally, they're not found around here. But, you're gonna take me for a fool.
Give it a try.
Have you heard about the depths? Trenches that plunge into the earth and that shelter creatures unlike any other.
You're talking about mythology.
Ha! Indeed, you're right.
I was looking at your photograph. The one of the man in front of the boat.
Ah, yes, I can see the one you're talking about.
Interesting resemblance. I thought it was you, but with a wooden leg.
And for good reason. That's my father in the photograph.
Your father?
John Fitzroy, captain of the Scylla. His wooden leg is here. You can go and see it if you're interested.
I shall be on my way.
So come back and see me when you've got something new.
Alright, with that being the case, if we saw the game saved, I'm going to do one last look of inventory for the new notes and stuff, and then we're going to call it for episode 1 of Call of Cthulhu. James Fitzroy, age 45, occupation captain. James Fitzroy is the captain of the Charybdis, the only boat that still sails between Darkwater and Boston. His base is the harbor master's office, from where he misses nothing that happens on the island. The inhabitants of Darkwater respect him, though bootleggers despise him. He offered to help me in my investigation. We're just gonna go with another fun fact real quick. The name Charybdis. So, Charybdis is another Greek monster that actually is opposite of Scylla. Charybdis is known to sit underwater, and for 3 times a day, it is said that Charybdis will swallow the water into its gullet, taking in anything inside as nutrition, and then explode it back out with immense pressure. Charybdis is also sitting at the entrance of the Sea of Monsters. No matter what, sailors have to sail through between Charybdis and Scylla, choosing between which one of them they would prefer to face. Alright. With this being the case, like I said, we're going to call it here. I hope everybody enjoyed this episode of Call of Cthulhu. This is one of many. I hope you have a wonderful evening, afternoon, or morning, whenever you decide to watch this. And once again, if you liked it, please hit the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe and hit the bell so that way you know when the next episode of this or any other series that I do come out. That bell will also let you see live when I go live. I appreciate everything. Have a good one. Good day.